Hi, welcome to Fatto, Mano. Come on in. What happened at some point is that I thought about my childhood. I did a lot of work with myself, and I really wanted to understand what is that I was really passionate about, and I wanted to capitalize everything I've had in my passion, right? So I did a lot of research for myself, a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of research in the market, and I started doing what I enjoy as a hobby. And that was literally creating what I had in my heart and in my mind, which was a place that reminisced some of my favorite childhood places I have experienced when I was in Italy. So here it goes, Fatto a Mano, right? It's mostly inspired by my aunt, the sister of my grandma, who used to live in the Amalfi Coast. Her name is Concettina. The name is actually on the menu. It's the whole menu. It's a tribute to her. Aunt Concettina used to live in a very indigenous location on top of the hill in the Amalfi Coast, in a small village called Ravello. Ravello has probably, at the time I used to go there, it was probably a 2,000 people population, if less, if not even less than that. And the beauty of that is that while my 70 plus years old aunt was living in a very remote location, she had a backyard full of goodies. The environmental conditions in the Amalfi Coast are outstanding for zucchini, for tomatoes, for eggs, for basil, for a lot of things. So the lifestyle of my aunt was very much about growing things in her own backyard. And then for the small little things, she would literally live in a home that her father, my great-grandpa, left to him. My aunt ended up living probably the best years of her life, because while she was living a very simple life, she was embracing the beauty of nature, especially in the Amalfi Coast. My brother and I, we were young. My dad became a widow. I was 5. So I lost my mom very young, so we spent 3-4 months a year in the Amalfi Coast, where I would go to literally just stay with my great aunt. She would take care of us. We would go to the beach in the morning, and then at night we go back, and she would literally sit on the table like this. She would have us everything prepared, and she would literally just put her chin on the table, true story, and enjoy my 5 years old, myself as a 5 years old, and my brother 7 years old, enjoying all the goodies she was making. She would make excellent tomato sauce. She would make excellent tomato salad. Everything that has tomato she could make. On August 22nd, my birthday, she would make the tiramisu. And I know tiramisu, it's a very ordinary dessert, but the way my aunt used to make it, for me, was she was like the god of tiramisu. And that tiramisu, I can remember it right now. It's still in my heart. Anyway, the reason why we did all this is because at the end of the day, for me, it was important to create something that didn't exist. When you go to a lot of restaurants, you see a lot of great stories, and you see a lot of people waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the farm every day. I don't know. The truth is, people come with all kinds of stories. But no matter what the story that is told, whether it's a sophisticated restaurant or a mom and pops, my perception as a consumer was that on the plates, the story doesn't match the result that you see on the plates. And so for me, as a veteran of 20 plus years old into food and beverage, the one thing that I would say is that the hardest thing to find is someone who is willing to use the best quality ingredients. Come with me, I want to show you something. So we just finished making pasta here, right? So when we say we use, here, you can just look inside. This is the truth. The truth is in here, right? We literally just finished making pasta. We don't say we import pasta every day from Italy or come up with some crazy stories. There is really nothing crazy about this. We are just ambassador of Mother Nature. We try to really pick the best ingredients. But at the end of the day, the quality stands out also in our ability to pick the ingredients, to have good technique, to improve continuously and work on the way we do pizza, we do pasta. And I think when things are fresh, they're just better. If you see here, see we use flowers from Puglia, Molini di Voghera. We have more over here. We use Caputo for the pizza. We use flour, Italian imported flowers for the pasta, for the gnocchi. We really try to pick the best ingredients we can. Shino, can you grab the tomatoes in the back? The other thing I wanted to show you is, you know, we just grated the cheese, but the cheese, if you see the cheese that we use, you know, a lot of people use things that are made in America, and some of the things that are made in the United States are great, but some ingredients that comes from Italy are irreplaceable. And the cheese is one of those things, right? Milk, the way it's made in Europe, not just in Italy, it's made under a very strict regulation of what you can and cannot do. Now there are other things, you can see this here. Tomatoes, these are brandy wine tomato. These are the type of tomato that we use. Those tomatoes are very expensive. One case of this, which is about this amount, it's a $60 tomato. So not that the price establishes the quality, but this is just to tell you, if you go after the highest quality ingredients, having great food is going to be the direct consequence. So my experience coming in the United States was that I experienced frustration at the end, because being a perfectionist, I would like something to be done at the best of my knowledge. And I think I found myself a lot of time in a situation where making profit was more important than providing quality. Whereas in my book, in our book, this is, you shouldn't choose. You can have both. You create the very best and you give the consumer the option to get the very best that they want at the price that allow you to make a living out of it, right? And also allow the customer, the consumer, to enjoy the very best and understand that there is really nothing better than this. So this is how we started. So I did not expect to have so much traction into our idea, because obviously a lot of people would tell us, this is not going to work, gluten-free is the way to go, and people don't like pasta, and it's not healthy, and all that stuff. And the truth is, from my point of view, a lot of Americans, specifically Americans, travel to Europe every year on a regular basis, even for just a weekend, right? And if you ask to those same people what they remember of their trip in Italy, I can guarantee you that one of the top 3 reasons will be food. So I don't agree that this is not going to work here. I didn't agree back then. I don't agree now, and I don't think I'll ever agree, right? Because at the end of the day, what we try to do, we try to create a piece of Italy in here. We don't compromise. We don't have any intention of adapting to American palate, not because we don't respect American palate, but because we want to give the opportunity to those who have been to Italy, and hopefully also those who has not been to Italy, to come and experience what the real product should taste like. Then, do we make more money with that? Maybe not, right? We are a small operation. We can't be this finicky and this strict if we want to survive. But if we are smaller, probably we can. And here is the catch. We're going to make good product. I'm going to be a happy guy. That's the whole reason why I wanted to have the business to begin with. We're going to be happy because we make other people happy, right? And we open the door of our home to everyone who wants to experience the real deal. Again, we're not a personal chef, so we don't take any change. We don't want to do things that most people do. We do what we think is right in our heart and in our mind. That's really how we do. So we put it out there for people to take advantage of that or not. It's as simple as that, right? So a couple of things with time, we learn. We know, I was told originally that this is Eduardo, by the way. He's been with me for 6.5 years. He's my hero, all right? And anyway, so we have to set up some rules. Why? We don't want to be arrogant. We don't want to be provocative. This is really not the reason why we do that. The only reason why we do that is because throughout time, we were told we're not Italian enough. We're not Italian if we don't have Alfredo. We're not Italian if we don't have garlic bread. We're not Italian if. So first of all, I am Italian. Let's start with that, all right? I was born and raised Italian. I'm a proud Italian. While I don't think I come from a perfect country, I think food is definitely one of the highlights of my home country. And none of these things, Alfredo, garlic bread, spaghetti meatball, pepperoni, chicken on pasta, and pineapple on pizza belong to Italian culture. You can say it's a New York culture, Italian American, call it whatever you want. We are not in any of those business. We are only in the Italian, made in Italy business. So this is how you make bottarga. You use anchovies. This is a dish that is gonna cook super fast, all right? So we melt the anchovies. It's really nothing, right? Once it's ready, we're gonna put a little bit of the magic potion, right? A little bit more of the other magic potion. These are all several different type of stock that you use to give flavor to the bottarga. Abundance of parsley. All right? So we literally recreate a sort of stock here. All right? Now we wait for it to boil. And we just made this. This is made from the pasta we made, I showed you earlier. So literally eggs, flour, and love, right here. All right? This is boiling. We're going to just flash the pasta. Now, a lot of people cook the pasta there. That's one of the biggest mistakes. And I was joking earlier about giving you recipe input. There is really no secret. The number one secret, the one that people don't accept because they know it, they just don't accept it, is that making food, making good food, it's not about knowing the recipe, it's about continuously following the recipe with discipline every single time. It takes discipline. And that is the one thing that a lot of people struggle to deal with, discipline, right? To be told how to do it and to do it is very different. And because the weather changes all the time, humidity changes all the time, pasta also changes all the time. So you have to understand also how to correct some of the things that you do, right? So this is literally about 1 minute in there. Everything here, the ingredient will do the magic. So the pasta is essentially raw. If you can come close, you see when you roll the pasta, you can tell it's raw, right? Pasta that is a little bit more cooked, bent a little bit easily, and has a different color. Is a little bit less bold, if you want. It starts being a little, I don't want to say pale, but loses a little bit of intensity, the color. So full fire now, nature will do its course. So, funny enough, this used to be a very cheap dish. Again, the poor people literally steal the leftover fish from the trash and then cure it. I mean, think about it. It's mind-boggling, right? Right now, this is considered high-end food. It's crazy. I mean, and by the way, it tastes great. So you will put a little tear of lemon. We emulsify it a little more. And now we put the gold right here. And we put it a little bit in there. See what's happening here? Now you can't smell it because the camera doesn't have a nose. If you could only smell this, you would know what I'm talking about when I say it tastes like the ocean. Another secret, don't ever burn the pan. There. So this is the fior di latte. So this is Roman style pizza. Roman style pizza, it's a pizza that is typically made of 3 different types of flours. You have the zero flours, rice flours, and some people add third flours. You can add a little bit of semola. They all function for different reasons. We have a blend of the flours. As you can see here, the honeycomb, this is what I mean when I say honeycomb, is literally what's inside there. So the pizza is thick, but it's very, very light. So we're gonna put this in the oven. If we have to be really, really picky, even the oven make a difference. So we have an Italian imported oven. This helps us to control temperature effectively. The way it provides heat, it's not just by having one layer, but there are literally 2 layers of heat here that are distributed with this stone that maintain the distribution of the heat equal. Then I'm going to place on the pizza almost at the end. So broccoli rabe, the broccoli rabe are not broccoli. This is literally the tip of the broccoli rabe, so the leaves, and they have somewhat a bitter type of taste that when you cook, it actually releases a lot of really good flavors. We can put some anchovies, you put some garlic, you can put some pepper. People have it in the orecchiette pasta. They add also some breadcrumbs. Some people add additional anchovies. Some people have this as a side dish. Broccoli rabe, it's something that is mostly used in south of Italy. In Puglia is probably where they celebrate this dish the most, with the infamous cime di rapa. Said in Pugliese dialect or accent, cime di rapa, that's how they call it. But they are mostly everywhere. If you go in Naples, they call this friarielli, which essentially is the same, although Neapolitan believes that the friarielli are not the cime di rapa. And if you go online, you might find a debatable argument about that, but it's very hard to distinguish the two things. So we are inside the oven here. As you can see, the structure of the pizza really doesn't change. So we're literally just waiting for it to melt. Okay, so this is almost ready. Perfect. Okay, while we do this, there is one more thing I do want to mention. Now, a lot of people wonder, why do we put so many rules in our business? We have a disclaimer. We explain people why, how you can order here online, or you can just come here and wait. And we try to set the expectation very clearly. Again, it's mostly because we want people to be happy. One thing we notice is that when you come here and you come here with the intention of enjoying company with somebody, this is the broccoli rabe I was telling you about. I'm just gonna place them on top for a couple of minutes, but this pizza is essentially ready. Just a lot of finishing is coming up soon. So why is it important to wait? It's important to wait because, you know, everyone has his own things to do in life, and that's totally fine. But I think the number one rule is, you know, anticipate to wait at least 45 minutes to an hour. If you don't want to wait, it's totally good. Come back when you have that amount of time, or order ahead of time. That's probably the one thing that a lot of people wonder, you know, how do you get to survive by being so selective? The secret is quality. People will always come back to quality. If you come back with the mentality of wanting to eat and run, I don't think you'll come back for it, right? And maybe you will, but there is In-N-Out, McDonald's, and all of these companies. I know that people will laugh about that, but it's very hard to beat their degree of efficiency on this front. They are for sure the most effective fast food. But again, on the quality, I'm pretty sure they're very easy to beat. They use a whole different model. We are not into the business. We don't intend going there. So this is hot already. Because there is a lot of oil inside here, oil conduces heat. So this is already hot, and we don't want it to burn. Vegetables cook very fast, and because we are at 640 degrees, we want to make sure that this maintain its green color. All right, so we are ready for this. So here is what I want you to see. The sound. I'm gonna put it close to my mic. That's the sound. All right. You can feel it. It's crispy. All right. Then I'm going to, there it is. Do this. Okay. The final touch, stracciatella. And now you try. Sorbetto. So we make sorbetto. This I'm gonna give it to the person behind this camera. Yeah. All right, so we make also sorbetto. So what's the difference between our gelatos and sorbetto and whatever you find out there? We don't use any syrup. We make everything from fresh ingredients. You think, you know, for gelato especially, a lot of people use purea, use things that are somewhat considered natural. However, they are not really made from scratch because, again, the artisanal gelato is intended to be something that has a very specific formula, amount of natural ingredients that allow to coagulate or not coagulate, crystallize or not crystallize the structure of the gelato or the sorbet, while giving a specific flavor that can be anything. A lemon sorbet is something that you can find anywhere. A good lemon sorbet, I don't know. You be the judge. You should come and try it, and then you tell me if this is different than what you can find. So the menu is The menu is a menu that changes regularly. In 6.5 years we've been in business, this menu was subject to about 100 plus modification. Now when we change the menu, we don't change all the menu. We have some staple like the tomato sauce, the cacio e pepe, the bolognese, the pesto, the lasagna bolognese, the margherita pizza, the focaccia. Those are staples. The staples are the ones that are not going to necessarily ever go away. Now sometimes we find ourselves having too many items, so we take a risk and we remove a staple. In fact, we did that with the lasagna bolognese, and it didn't go well. But anyway, eventually we put it back, obviously. We didn't dare to remove it ever since. But the beauty of this, what is it? That there are staple and then there are seasonal. So the seasonal for the summer are, for example, the panzanella made with the tomato that I showed you earlier. Panzanella is literally the type of salad for, we say for the poor people. So the whole idea of having some of the dishes we have is to mimic cucina povera, which a lot of people these days are doing. And the reason it's simple. In a tough economic situation, the way we are right now, making more simple dishes with quality ingredients allow you to create a more cost-effective dish with a higher quality. So you got more for your buck. Some of the things that we have, like panzanella, are very unusual type of dishes, although I'm seeing that it's very popular in the United States. Why is that? Panzanella is made literally with stale bread. So it's literally leftover, put into a bowl and used. Stale bread, tomatoes, cucumber, onions. The way it works is that you literally soak the stale bread into the white wine vinegar dressing. So you put water, white wine vinegar. You literally soak it so that to rehydrate the bread that it's already hard or rubbery, right? And then after you have done that, you literally squeeze the bread, mix it with the salad, toss it with the salad, and there you have the salad. The beauty of this salad is that it doesn't wilt. The only leaf you have in this salad is basil, which I didn't mention earlier. But basil doesn't really wilt as much as other salads. So it's a salad that lasts longer, and to be honest, if you do it with high quality tomato like the one I've shown you, I guarantee you it's not your ordinary tomato salad. It's like tomato like you never had. Those of you out there who don't like tomato, I can guarantee you, probably you just don't like bad tomatoes. If you try this type of tomato, I'm pretty sure you might reconsider your opinion about tomatoes. The other staple that we have is the maialina. The other seasonal is the maialina. So maialina it's a pizza. It's a Roman style pizza. We'll get there in a second on what Roman style is. With literally topped with fior di latte mozzarella, which is a type of mozzarella that it's used specifically to cook to cook a pizza. Then we top it with broccoli rub, previously sautéed with some garlic, anchovies, oil, and a little smoked ghost pepper. Then we put a roll of Italian imported pancetta, and we pipe inside the roll of pancetta a little bit of Italian imported stracciatella, which is literally the curd of the burrata. So imagine the burrata balls that most people know. Cut it in half. Whatever comes inside, that's the stracciatella. And it's delicious. We play with temperature. This is not your ordinary pizza with tomato, mozzarella, and basil, which by the way we have and we can make very well. But it's literally to create something different, where you bite, you have the cold element like the stracciatella and the pancetta, but you also have the warm element like the fior di latte. All right. The other one that we have seasonal is the bottarga, the raw of the mullet. It's the last pasta on the list here. Bottarga, it's been very popular. A lot of people make bottarga in Los Angeles, although I think a lot of people don't use some of the ingredients that we use. I will not put it on video because it's a secret, but I strongly encourage you to come and try Bottarga here. It's literally like eating a dish that was just pulled out of the ocean water. It's incredibly flavorful. It's a simple dish done with a very sophisticated technique. Now, going into that, Fatto Mano is literally that. You know, we are not a sophisticated place. We don't want to be a sophisticated place. I worked in Michelin restaurant, 1, 2, 3 Michelin star restaurant. We are on the opposite side of the spectrum of that. We have no intention to provide in that. We, as you can see, our ambience, it's a kitchen with 3 tables. You have to be prepared for a very casual experience. I love talking to customers. If you come here and hope not to talk to me, I think you're gonna have a very bad experience. So I might not be the right place for you. We might not be the right place for you. We love talking to our customer, and we don't believe in anyone sitting here and trying to be isolate himself in such a small spot. This is a 650 feet spot, 50 square feet spot with 12 chairs. So it's like being tight all in the elevator. It's very hard not to talk to one another if you're going to be here for 45 minutes. So we love to tell you what we do. So we keep them here on display. We have also the pastas are seasonal. We don't always have the same. Right now we have tagliolini, spaghetti, pappardelle, fusilli. We also have gnocchi, which we don't keep on display because obviously they would mold. So we don't. We also do ravioli. When you come in winter, we have different type of ravioli. We have ricotta stuffed ravioli. We had the mortadella and asparagus ravioli. We had pork and sausage ravioli. We had ricotta and cinnamon ravioli. You name it, ravioli, literally. But we ended up literally to that. Then we make our cake. Right now we have only one display. The second one is about to come. We do different kind of cake. As far as cake, we really do something that is very homey. So these are cakes that most grandmothers would make for their own grandchildren to eat in the afternoon. So it's not necessarily your sophisticated type of cake. These are very, very homemade-like type of cake. And then we have also, depending on the season, we offer and we sell hot chocolate the Italian way, so it's the thick hot chocolate. Otherwise, we make sorbetto or gelato. All right. Well, this is it. Just come back, see us soon. We'd love to meet you.